All right. In other news, the Chabad Synagogue of Charlotte, North Carolina, arranged for pre-Yom Kippur kosher meals to be delivered to Jewish families that had been hit by Hurricane Florence in Wilmington, North Carolina. Rabbi Yossi Groner from Charlotte's Chabad House spoke on the phone to Rabbi Moshe Lieblich of Wilmington on Monday to discuss sending the food to Jewish families in the city.
Groner's son, whose friend is a helicopter mechanic, was then able to arrange for a helicopter to arrive at Wilmington on Tuesday, just a few hours before the start of the Yom Kippur fast. The helicopter carried 150 pounds worth of kosher meals for the roughly 1,000 Jewish Wilmington families, but due to the hurricane, the Chabad in Wilmington was the only synagogue in the city that held Yom Kippur services. A few days earlier, a truck full of kosher food had been sent from Raleigh, North Carolina, when the hurricane first touched down, but it was rejected by local authorities due to the dangerous road conditions. Hurricane Florence has had record high levels of rainfall, which have poured up to 10 trillion gallons of water into North Carolina. The damage may continue to get worse over the next few days, too, as there's been devastating amounts of flooding caused by overflowing rivers, as well as damaging winds. Vast amounts of land have been left uninhabitable. 21 flood gauges showed major or moderate flooding in southeast North Carolina and northeast South Carolina, and major waterways are expected to continue to rise throughout the weekend. Over 10,000 people have remained in shelters, and 160,000 people have been left without power in North Carolina. There have been 2,600 people that have been rescued by boats or helicopters in North Carolina since the storm hit, and many residents have been warned not to return home until the water levels subside. The death toll has climbed to at least 37 as of today, and the latest drowning victims include 2 women in South Carolina who were rescued by a sheriff's van, which was then swept away by the flooding. Meanwhile, unfortunately, some experts believe that much of the devastation from the storm could have been prevented. 6 years ago, North Carolina legislators passed a bill that prevented lawmakers and developers from using up-to-date climate devices to prepare for the rising sea levels, despite a panel of scientists on the Coastal Resources Commission issuing a warning in 2010. Now, many are regretting their decision not to take preventative measures, as the storm has taken several dozen lives, put thousands more lives in danger, and will cost billions of dollars in repairs.